Well, welcome to today's webinar, Setting Up Your Event Communication Workflow using Church360 Unite. My name is Andrew Osborne. I'm a content specialist here at Concordia Technology Solutions. My contact information is up on the screen. You can email me or give me a call anytime you have any questions about our software or how it can be used to further the ministry at your church. As people are coming in, if you can't hear me, well, you wouldn't be able to hear me say this, but comment it in the questions, and hopefully you can all hear me. But we'll get started, and as people join in, hopefully they can catch up with us. So a few housekeeping items for today. Our presentation will be about 45 minutes long, and then we'll leave 15 minutes for questions at the end. But you can ask questions throughout the presentation. I won't be able to stop and answer each question as we go, but if you type them into the question chat box, I can answer all those at the end, or at least point you in the right direction. And this recording will be shared, so if you miss something or you have to step out of the room for a minute, you can always come back and watch it on our YouTube channel and catch back up with all of that. So Concordia Technology Solutions is the church administration division of Concordia Publishing House, and we've been developing software for churches since 1984. We have a lot of different products that we supply, and Church360 Unite is just one of those, and we have lots of new stuff coming out in the next several months and years to come. So it's really exciting kind of stuff. So today we're going to be talking about Church360 Unite. And Church360 Unite is our part of our Church360 Complete Church Management. Church360 Unite is our website builder for churches, but we also have Church360 Members, which allows you to track and manage your membership information and offerings and things like that. And then we also have Church360 Ledger, which allows you to track your offerings and financial things like that. So Church360 Unite, like I said, is our church website builder, and with that you can obviously build your website. You can create blogs. It's your member hub. You can share files. It's your church-wide calendar, and you can send mass emails. And we call it Unite because it really unites all of these different things into one product that can really take your ministry to the next level. A few things about Church360 Unite. It's mobile ready, so you can access it from anywhere. It's all on the website or online. So even if you're in a coffee shop, you can pull up the website and access all of the information from there, as long as you have a login. It's secure, and we back up your database daily. So all of that happens on our end, and you don't have to worry about doing that kind of stuff, but we take care of making sure that it's hosted securely and that everything's backed up for you. And you get free updates, support, and training. So if you have any questions as you're getting into the software, you can always call and get support and training on that. And we update regularly, creating bug fixes and new software, sorry, I'm blanking. New products that come out and things like that to really support you and give you a better experience. So a few assumptions about you as we get going. One assumption is that I assume you're familiar with church websites at least a little bit. We're not going to go into all the nitty-gritty of how to create a website and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm going to show the different tools that Unite offers. I assume that you're at least sort of new to Church360 Unite. You might be using it already and just want some extra support and understanding how to use the different tools, but I assume that you're not a pro expert at the software, otherwise you wouldn't really need an overview. And I assume that you're pretty busy. Lots of church workers are, obviously, and you want to find ways to use this tool to help you be more productive and get more done. So that's another assumption I have. Here's the outline for the webinar for today. We're going to show how to launch a communications campaign, explore all of the areas of the software, and then at the end I'll answer questions, and then the one question I really want to answer is how can I use Church360 Unite to simplify my online communication? And that's really the whole point of the software, is to simplify your communications and help you do it in the most efficient and effective way. We're going to be doing all this through the lens of launching an online communication campaign for a new book that we have here at CPH, Our Way Home. And that's just to show you kind of how you would walk through, like showing off a Bible study and promoting a Bible study coming up at your church, and to show you how you can use this software to do that. So some of the things we're going to do are create a discussion group, invite users, set up study events, create a landing page, engage site visitors, create a blog post, and email Bible study participants. Some of those may be new to you, and we'll really dig into what all that means as we go. But that's kind of the outline of what you would want to do if you're promoting a Bible study or an event coming up at your church, the kind of things you would want to do on your website. So let's jump into it. I'm going to switch over to my screen here. And this is Church360 Unite. This is a training page that we have here, and I'm logged in as an administrator. And you can tell I'm an administrator because I have this bar up here that shows all of these different tools. And you can be logged in as different users, like the administrator sees all of this, but a designer would only see a few of them, and there's different levels like that. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go, but I just wanted to kind of explain what all that is real quick. But first we'll look at the settings, and in the settings you can change the different things like the theme of, that's under theme. Under the settings you get all of this information, and you can change the name of your church, your email address, you can put it in all of your account information. We also have calendars, and we'll jump into this a little bit later, but I just want to show that. This is where you would create calendars and control them. You can insert a domain name. So right now this website is trainingwebinars.360unite.com, but if you had a domain name that you had purchased and you wanted to change that to this website to that domain name, you could do that through here. And there's some more steps other than just typing it in there, but our support team would be able to help you through that. We also have Google Analytics that you can add into this, and a lot of sites have built-in analytics, but we found that Google Analytics is really the standard in the industry and kind of the best. So we wanted to find a way to work their product into ours. So we allow you to track your analytics through here. And also our support team could help you get that set up if you need it. And then we also have integration. Church360 Unite automatically integrates with Church360 members, but if you have a Shepherd staff database, you could hook that up in here. And again, our support team could help you through that. So now let's get to themes, and this is where you build the look of your website. We have a lot of different presets that you can sort through, and each of these is kind of its own template, but then we have different colors and font combinations of each of those. So one of our new ones is this material one, and this is the one it was set up as right now. This is what it looks like. But you can go in here and you can change the color. So if I want to click on the red one, I could apply this theme, and now we go back and our website's red. So you can go in throughout the year and change the way your website looks, and you even give it a whole new look. Like one of our other popular ones is the ribbon theme. We could click that, and let's see, I like this one. And you could completely change the look of your website. But we'll go back and we'll set it on material. And I'm going to, and also to preview what it would look like, you can hold down, let's see, which one do I want to do? I'll do this one again. You can hold down on it, and it pops up what it would look like. So if you wanted to try out different ones without applying the theme each time, you could just hold down on that, and when you release your mouse, it'll go back. So that's just a little tip for you. So we'll apply this theme. But you can also go into some more details. You can customize the theme and changing the colors of the headers and the navigation and all that kind of stuff. This is also where you would change the fonts. These are some built-in fonts that we have. Excuse me. But you can also add in custom fonts through like Google Fonts and things like that. And you would do that under Advanced. This is a place where you can add in custom headers and custom scripts, but you would really only do that if you know how to do coding and things like that. So if you have someone at your church who knows how to code, they could help you out with that. And speaking of that, we also have this edit tab down here that allows you to clone the entire theme and kind of make it your own. You can't edit the code of our sites, but we allow you to clone them and kind of do whatever you would like with it. The only drawback to that is when we come up with new updates and things like that, it wouldn't update automatically for you if you had cloned it, because you're kind of taking it as your own and making your own thing. So if you'd like to get our updates, you'd want to stick with one of our presets. And then lastly, we have this Styles tab here. And this is a newer part of our software, and it allows you to keep the fonts and the way your website looks kind of consistent. That way, if you're maybe a secretary or an administrator of the website, you can kind of dictate what the fonts and the style of the fonts is. That way, if you have ministry leaders who need to be in charge of a website page, they would have to use these fonts and kind of match the rest of the website. And that's just to help you keep everything consistent. But you can add in different styles. If you want to add a style, you could click down here, and you would type in your name, and you would decide if you want it to be a paragraph text or an inline text, which is like a header. So we'll cancel that for now. Here's one that we've created, and oh, sorry, this is the block is the header, and then the inline is the paragraphs. So this one was created previously by one of us doing a webinar, and it's just a sample header. So we'll see. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that, but that's okay. And we'll create a new one just so you can see how it works. So we'll name this sample. And you can choose what font you would like it to be. I'll choose Candle. I like that one. You can choose the size. So I want this one to be a little bigger. You can change the color. How about a blue? You can do a background color if you'd like, but sometimes that gets a little too much, so I'll leave that. And you can create margin to say how far away from everything else the other text you would like it to be. So I'll add a little margin above and below it. And then you can even put a border on it if you'd like. And if you twirl that down, you can put a border around the entire thing. But you may want to just do one on the bottom even. That way it's like a solid line underneath it. So now we'll save that. As you can see that our sample font is there in our styles. Now the only issue with adding multiple styles is it really starts to load down your speed of your website, and you can see that over here. The more you add in there, the slower your load will be. So if you have 50 different styles, it's going to take forever to load your website because you have a lot holding it back. So that's another benefit of keeping things consistent and only having a few different styles that people can choose from. So now we'll exit out of theme, and we're going to look at pages. So pages are how you set up your navigation and kind of the skeleton of your website. The pages, if I go back here, you can see the menu here. These are all the different pages that we were just looking at. So under About Us, you see what to expect, what we believe, things like that. And if you go back to Pages, you see About Us, what to expect, what to believe. And you can shift these around, and they kind of mirror back on the menu bar what you have in here. Active menu items are what's currently in your menu, and then available menu items are ones you've created but you haven't loaded into your menu. So if you wanted to create a page but not use it yet, you could just leave it in available menu items. So right now we're going to create a new page, and to do that you would click on Add Page up here. And we're going to create a group page for our Bible study that we're going to do. So this is the group template. You would click on that and hit Create Page. And I'm going to name it, let's see, Our Way Home. Bible study. Okay. And now if I wanted to put that over here in our menu, I would just drag it over. Let's see, where do I want to put it? I could put it under news, maybe. Yeah, that works because we have another Bible study right with it. So now, if you click on this link, it will take you, oops, go back, I have to save that. Good thing it always checks for me. Now if I click it, I did it again apparently. Huh. Oh, and also, if you highlight that, you can set this page to public or private, so I'll make it public, that way anyone can see it. Let me refresh. It's saying that I'm not doing something. I'll go back. All right, now let's try and make it public. Huh. I don't know what the holdup is here. Sorry about that. All right, well, let's see. I think it should be out here. Yeah, there's, okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure why it was doing that. But now you can see that it's under our menu items, and I could click on it, and it will take me to the group page. So group pages are really helpful if you want to create a group where people can add discussions and kind of do their ministry together. So it's useful for things like youth group pages and specific ministry pages. So for this Bible study, we have a lot of different things we can do. And first of all, we're going to look at the membership settings. And this just allows you to decide whether you want to receive notifications often or not at all, or only when specific leaders send those announcements. You could also leave the group from this area. And then next we'll look at edit this group. And this is where you'll really set up what the group is and how it works. So you can see we can add in a description here, and I have one typed up that I'll just drop in there. Let me copy that. So now we have our description for our Bible study. You can add pages, and I'm going to add a notes page. And I'll add that page, and you have to click on it, and how you can only have up to 3 that you add in. And right now it's set to draft, but we can change that in a minute here. And so now that that page is added in, you saw it popped over here. If I uncheck it, it'll go away. But if we want to keep it in there, we just keep it checked. And next you can change your group details and who this page is visible to, and what pages you want visible to everyone. Let me update the group and then come back so that the notes show up on there. So let's go back. So now you'll see that notes appeared down here. So we can set all these different things to either public, users, unite users only, group members only, group leaders only, or hidden to everyone. And you can only hide 2 of them, the discussions and the events. So for this web page, for the home page, we're going to set that to everyone. That way everyone can come in and kind of see what the group's doing, but not access all of the different information. The discussion we're going to set to members only. That way members of this group can be discussing things with each other, but a random member of the congregation can't just jump in and see what they're discussing. They have to be added to the group in order to see that discussion. The events page we're going to make unite users only. That way anyone with a login to the church website is able to see what's happening in the group, to see kind of what's on the schedule. The notes page we're going to make members only, and the members page we're going to make members only. And again, that's just so that members of this group can access those things, but not everyone can. You can also set who can join this group. You can say anyone who is logged into the site can join, or only people I've invited. We'll set it to that for now. That way we kind of keep this group exclusive. So we'll update the group. And now we're going to edit this home page here. This is the home page of our group. You would access that if you're on, say, the discussion page. You can get back to the home page by clicking this button here, Our Way Home Bible Study. To edit the home page, you see this little tab over here that says Edit Page. So you would click on that, and out pops this little drawer. And you have a few different layouts that you could choose. Right now it's set to just this one box that you can create content in, but you can choose any of these different layouts. This is kind of a standard one with a bar across the top and then a few different columns below. So we'll choose that one. And let's see, we can leave that as the home title there, but then we're going to add an image in here. And to add an image, you would click in the box here and you get this toolbar at the top, and this is called a WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get. So it's really a lot like Microsoft Word or a text editor like that, where you can add in all this different stuff, but it has quite a few more features than Microsoft Word would, with all of these different functions where you can edit the source code, you can add in links, you can do all this kind of stuff. So we're going to add in a picture, and to do that we would click on this image button here and then hit upload. And I have it grouped in here. This is our group header. I'm going to open that up. It takes a minute. And it might come in at a really weird resolution, so I'll have to show you how to adjust that. Yeah, see, it comes in all skewed weirdly like that, but if you click on it, if you double click on it, you can go to advanced, and then yeah, see, our width is huge. This must be a really big picture, but I can set the width to 100%, and that just makes it 100% of whatever the web page is, and then I can delete the height altogether, and then it'll give us the right size. So that looks much better. Next, I'm going to add in a description of what the Bible study is. That way when people come to this homepage, they see what it's all about. And again, I have that typed up, so I'm just going to copy that. I'll paste it in here. You can see that it comes in unformatted, but if I want to make this this top line here a section header, I could highlight that, and now you see down here we have the styles, and that goes back to the styles that we edited earlier. So I can click on that, and that shows us the different style headings that we have. So this is the one I created. I could click that and make that. I think it changed all. Let me change these ones back to normal. Oh, that didn't work right. Let's try that again. There we go. So this is the style we just created. It doesn't really fit in with this page, so I'm going to change that back to our normal heading, heading 2. Did it again. Sorry about that. Let me change that. And you kind of have to mess around to get it to look just how you want it. Oops. Sometimes you have to add a space in, that way it, I don't know why that's doing that. Sorry about that. Well, let's try this. Delete that and I'll just add it back in. There we go. So now I can delete that, and now it looks nice and clean. So you can see the header, and then you can see the paragraphs underneath it. And now that we have this all set up, we can save our changes down here, and it'll lock it in place. We could also add some images down here, or some additional information, maybe a room name that this Bible study is going to take place in, a time, and things like that. But we'll leave that empty for now. You can change the status of this page from draft to published. You can set the URL. So if you want this to say trainingwebinars.360unite.com/groups/our-way-home/pages, and you want to say something other than home, you would do that there. So you could say study. But we'll keep it as home because I think that makes sense. People will know that this is the home page for it. You could change the title of the page if you wanted, and here's where you can add in some metadata descriptions. And you would want to have a good description in here of what your Bible study is and what this page is. That way when Google's combing through your website, it can sort through what each page is, and it will give you better search results on Google. So it's important to have a good metadata description. But for now, we'll save. We have that all set, and we can close out of the edit page. As you can see that our home page looks nice and clean, and we have a completed home page. So now, excuse me, now that we have our home page all set up, we would want to add some members to this group. So under the member settings here, you can add in different people. So right now, I'm the only one in this group, and I'm set up as the group leader, but I could always go in and I could invite Dave Abbott because I know he's really interested in this Bible study. I could send him an invitation. That way he can respond and say, yeah, I think I do want to join that. But you could also go in and Sally wants to join. And I know that for sure that she's going to join, so I could just add her right away. And now she's in the group. Excuse me. And if she was going to help lead the Bible study, I could always select her and I could change her role. So I could promote her to a leader. So now there's 2 leaders in this group, and if I was setting up this page but I wasn't actually going to take part in it, I could then change my role and I could demote myself to just a member, or I could delete myself altogether. But we'll leave me in there, that way I can still show you everything. So it's easy to add people or invite them and change their roles. Once you have people in here, we'll put a few more in just to show you. You could select them. You could do one at a time, and you can email them. You could email the selected people, or you could email all of them. So if I hit email all, this will take a second because my Outlook was closed, but once you click email all, it'll open up an email with their addresses in your preferred email client. So if you use Outlook, it'll open up in there. If you use like Apple's Mail, it'll open up in there. So it uses your preferred email client. It's taking a minute. Well, I don't necessarily have to show you that. I think most people know how to use email. But the way the email works is it provides a GUID, which is a long string of numbers. So it doesn't actually show each person's name in your email. It'll just show an email name with a long string of random numbers. And that GUID allows us to create an email relay. So the email will be sent here to our servers and then redistributed one at a time to each of the people. That way it doesn't look like you're mass spamming people, and allows you to email large groups of people without being cracked down on and being called spam. So email relays allow you to do that. But you don't have to worry about that. That happens on our end. So now that we have members in there, I want to show you how to add a user that isn't in our database already. So if you have someone who's just a new member to your church and you want to add them in, you would go up here to users. You could click there, and you see we have all of those names again. This is a fake database that we have, but just to show you how you can add people in, you can, let's see, add people down here at the bottom. You can enter one person at a time, or you could download a CSV template and import a large group of people all at once. So right now we're going to add Will Smith, and let's see, we'll just say Will at smith.com, and we'll add him, and he gets added right to here, and we can search for him. So Will Smith appears there. We could email just him by selecting him. Oh, sorry, not from this. That's from mailing lists. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. But we can change his role. Right now he doesn't have a role, but if we want to make him a user so that he can log into Church360 Unite, we could change that here. You have users, you have publishers. These are people that can edit the content of your website. You have designers. These are people that can edit the content and change the theme. And then you have administrators, and these are people that can do all that, plus get into all of the nitty-gritty and the settings and the activity and all that different stuff at the top. You can only have a certain amount of administrators, and it depends on which package you purchase with Church360 Unite, but every package has at least 2 administrators. So if you as the church administrator need to be logged in. You can also have the pastor logged in or something like that. So there's lots of different ways that you can set people, but we'll set Will to a user. And we'll update that. And so now when you sort by role, oh, it didn't work for some reason. Let's see. I don't know why Will didn't show up. Let's refresh. Okay, there we go. Now Will is set as a user. And it shows when I invited him, and it gives you some information about him. If you wanted someone to be set as unlisted, you could click their name and unlist them, or you could delete them altogether. So there's lots of ways you can use that. But now that Will's in here, we'll exit out of here, and I can search for him here. And there he is. And I can add him. So it's an easy way to add new members to your groups and things like that. So now that I showed you kind of the different users, I'm going to show you the membership directory, and you can click on their names, and it'll show you some information about them. Actually, I gave him a weird capitalization, so let me see if I can change that. There we go. That's better. And to access this, you would go to, it depends on where you put it in your menu bar, but right now we have it under About Us and then Members. And now only members can access this page, so people with logins to your website are able to see this. And that's because you don't want people randomly off the street to be able to go into your website and find all of this personal information about your members. But it allows your members to look up the address or the phone number of someone in your church. That way they can contact them. So I'll click on that so you can see what it looks like in here. And this is our database. You could see people by their families. You can click on a particular person and see some more information just about them. You can see what groups they're in and what their recent activity is and things like that. If someone didn't want their phone number or their address listed, they could edit their own profile. And down here you can see listed. And that's saying that he is allowing those to show up. But if you wanted only his personal email to show up and not his work, he could click next to the work listed button, and now he wouldn't have his work show up. We'll do the same with his cell phone. We'll have that show up, but not his work phone. We can update his profile, and now you can only see, as an administrator I can still see it, but when other people are logged in, they wouldn't be able to see his work number. And so there's lots of different ways that you can set your membership up so that the church doesn't have to be updating people's profiles every time something changes. They can go in and do it themselves, and people don't have to call in every time they want to find a phone number. They can look it up. So it's a really handy way to do that kind of stuff. So now back in our group here, let's see, Our Way Home. We have a calendar in this group. Let's see, it's under Events. So if you wanted to schedule the Bible studies, you could go to Events. Let's see, it's going to start on March 5th, I think we said. So we'll move to March. You can either you can click New Event, or you could double-click on the date itself. Oops. There we go. And so now our new event shows up, and we can name it Bible Study. And then we'll sync to our calendar for Our Way Home. You could set the location. We'll say Fellowship Hall. You could say when it starts, the time, we'll say 9 o'clock, and it ends at 10 o'clock that day. And now this repeats tool is really handy, especially for Bible studies. If you're going to have the Bible study for, say, 8 weeks in a row, you could say that this event repeats, and you could set the schedule. So we're going to say this event repeats every single week on Sunday, and it starts on the 5th. We'll say it ends. We'll say it ends on April 23rd. So that's a really easy way to repeat the event. Again, we'll put our description in, which I have down here. That way people know what this is all about. And you can invite different people. So if you know certain people want to come, you could send an invitation to them. These are people that are already in our group, and we can invite them. You could select all, and that'll send an invitation to all of them. I'm going to get rid of that, though. And you can also set reminders. That way people receive an email reminder saying, hey, your Bible study is in 1 hour from now, or 1 day from now, or 2 weeks from now. So you have lots of different settings for reminders. But we'll create our event. And now you can see in our calendar, it populates all of the different dates of our Bible study. And if you hover over those, you can see all of the descriptions about it. So now that's in our group calendar, but what if the rest of the church wanted to see that? In our settings, where we said edit this group, we did set the events to Unite users only. So that means anyone with the Unite login is able to see when those events happen. So if we go back to our church calendar, let's see, where do I have that? Under News, I have calendar there. You can see that's another Bible study we have set up, but here's our Way Home Bible study that we have set up starting on the 5th. So that appears in the entire church calendar. And there's a few different views for this main calendar. If you click on calendars here, you can change what you see. So if you're not part of the altar guild, you can get rid of that. If you don't need to see the worship times, you can uncheck that box. You can see the different groups here. That's what these little 3 people are. That means it's a group. So you can see what all the groups are doing. If you wanted to change from this month view to a week view, you could do that. And this is really helpful, especially for church workers like a pastor who has a lot of things scheduled and they want to see what's happening in their week. They're able to go to this week view and see what's coming up. To change the settings for the main calendar, you would go up to Settings here, and then Calendars. And you can't change the visibility of the group calendar pages because those are changed in the group settings. But for other calendars, like the Altar Guild and things like that, you could click on that and say you don't want anyone to view it, or you want everyone to view it, or just users. You can also change the color of it here. So we'll say we want that darker orange. And that's an easy way to change who's able to see each of your calendars. You can create a calendar from this area. So if you have a youth calendar that you want to create, you could add that in here. We're not going to do it right now, though, but it would pop in there, and you could say who you want to see it. And then when you go back to your calendar, if you needed to create an event, you would just click there, and you can create an event here. You could say what calendar you want it to be part of. So we already have youth in there, and we could create a youth event for Wednesday night. And it's all the same settings as the group calendar as well. So now that we have our calendar set up and our Bible study is really starting to come together, we want to go in and we want to create a landing page. So a landing page is just another page that directs people to your event. So under Pages, we'll just go back and we're going to create a new page, and we're going to create a blank page here because we're going to populate it ourselves. So we'll create that page, and we'll call it Our Way Home. And now you see it didn't pop a link in there, and that's because we don't want it to be part of this over here. So we'll make it public. Oops, there, I need to publish it. And we'll save our changes. Actually, maybe I do need to drag it over here. So I'll put it right above there. We'll save those changes. Now we'll exit out. And you can see in here Our Way Home. So I'll click on that. And now it looks like it's just a blank page. So we need to go into Edit Page. And we can, again, change the layout. I'm going to change it to the the one bar across the top and then the 3 columns. And now I'm going to set up this landing page, and this is going to direct people to our Bible study. So we want it to look a lot like our Bible study page. So I'm going to add in that image again. I think I have a landing page bucket here. So I'm going to add in the header again. And once that loads, I'll click on that, hit OK, and change the size again. We'll say 100%, and we'll hit OK. And now it's the correct size. It might be a little big for a page like this, but that's okay. We'll go down, and now we can add in a description and things like that. We have the title up here, so now we have a description down here, and I'll just put in that same description we had earlier. Let me do that just so we make sure we don't accidentally change the other one again. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Now we want to add in a call to action. So on pages like this, you want to direct people on what to do next to sign up for this maybe. So under this, I've created a button, and I'm going to add that in as an image. So I'll go back to upload, and I have register button. So I'm going to open that up. And once that's in there, that's a little big. Let's change that. Let's say 300. That's closer. Maybe a little big still, but that might be okay. That'll show people where it's at. And I'm going to center that so that it really pops in there. And now we're going to create a link to send people from this page to your Bible study page. So I'm going to click on that, and then click this link button here. And I'm going to link to a page or feed in my site. And let's say I want to send them to the Our Way Home page. So now when we save this and exit out of the edit, you can click on that. Oops, sorry, I linked to this page. Let me go back in there. Actually, I can even just go over to the Bible study page itself, and I could select that URL. And now we'll go back to Our Way Home and click register. Oops, edit page and then register. And I can type in the URL and hit OK. So now when I save it and I exit the edit, if I click on it, it will send me right to the Bible study page. So that's a handy way to send people to your home page for your Bible studies. So I'm going to go back to Our Way Home. Let me refresh. It looks a little strange up there. There we go. And you can add in additional content just like on the home page of your other page. So down here I'm going to add another image. This is one that comes with it, so we'll add that in there. Change the settings again. So now it looks a lot better. We could save that, and our landing page is close to complete. We can add in some more information in down here to give people more of a taste of what this is all about. But this is a good way to link people to your site. So this might be a page that people see that shared on Facebook or something like that, and they would come to this page and kind of find out what the Bible study is about, and this will show them the next step. So you can click to register, and it will send you to the group page. So it's a good way to push people to the next event. One last thing we would want to do to, well, second to last thing. We're running a little out of time, so I'm going to try to go quickly through this. But on the home page, this is another great place to link people to those pages. So right now it's set to a different Bible study, but I can edit that. Let me refresh. We're looking a little funky up there again. There we go. Oops. I think I went back to the wrong page. So we'll go home, and now edit the page. And I can swap this out. And I'll upload the home page Bible study picture. I'll open that up. I'll throw that in and change that to 100%. I can delete this other one. And now it is a new Bible study link to our new Bible study. So again, I can add a link into that. I'll link to that URL again. That way when people come in here to our home page, they'll see this new banner and they can click there and it will send them to the page again. Let's go home and refresh. We can also change these down here to match this, but I'm not going to worry about doing that right now as we're running short on time, and I still want to show you announcements. But real quick, to show you how you can add some of this in and create some of these banners, you don't necessarily have to be a graphic designer to do this kind of stuff. There's a website called canva.com. As this loads. Canva allows you to create graphics using their templates and things like that. And it's a free service that you can sign up for. And you can download images, and they have graphics that you can purchase for usually only $1 and things like that. And they have all these different design elements, and you can create all this different stuff from it. So this is just a good resource to keep in mind if you're not really a graphic designer, but want to have good-looking graphics on your website still. Canva.com is a great resource for you. So I'll leave that up so you can see it as we go. The last thing I want to show are announcements. And to create an announcement page, you would go under Posts, or Pages, excuse me. And you see we have these announcements here. This is little icon here that looks like a speech bubble. So we would click on announcements. We already have this created, so I'm not going to worry about making a new one. But this is where you can add in like blogs and things like that. Or if your pastor wants to do a blog on the Bible study, they can add those blog posts through here. So to add a new post, we would click Edit Page, and you'll see this new post pops up. And I have a blog post ready to go to announce our Bible study. So I'll add in the title here. It says Bible Study Our Way Home. And then I'll just add in that same description that we've been using. Let me do this. We'll set the style to heading 2. We can add the image in. Go up here. And you'll see that there's no assets on this page, but down here we have quite a few other assets that we've uploaded on other pages. So we can click on that. And as they load, you'll see the different assets that we've created, and we can add in the header that we created for our Bible study. And I'll adjust the size and hit OK. Oops. Let me exit out of that. There we go. And now we can hit Create. And so now it pops down here, our new post, and I can save those changes and exit out of there. So when people come to our website, they'll see this new Bible study post, and they can click on that, and it'll take them to that page. You can comment on it and respond to comments and have discussions with people about it. So it's a great tool for promoting your different events coming up at your church and sending out announcements and things like that. And lastly, we have our mailing lists, and I wanted to make sure I hit on these so you know how to send out an email to different people. So you can email from within a group, actually. So let me go back to our group. I showed you this before, but I just wanted to touch on it one more time. Our Way Home Bible Study. And you can go to members, and you can send out a mass email to these people. You could email all, and then it will pop up in your Outlook, but we don't need to worry about that right now. But if you want to create a mailing list you could also do that from here. Mailing lists are helpful for adding in groups of people, but you can also add other groups to that group. So we'll say Bible studies. Oh, let me delete this one actually, that way we're not confusing. So we'll say Bible studies. We could create a mailing list. And now to edit it, you would just click on it. You can add recipients. So I want to add myself in there, so I receive these emails. Howard. So you could add a bunch of different people, but you can also scroll down to the bottom and you see these other groups. So the single person here is for one person, but you could add in a Our Way Home Bible study. I think we had another Bible study. Reading Romans with Luther Bible study. We could add that in there. So we can add groups and groups of people in there. Hit save. You could even add, I'll just say extra. Create another Bible study, extra mailing list. We could add more people in. We can add that Bible study group to this next mailing list. So you can even email mailing lists of people. So there's lots of different ways you can use this tool. And it's a great way to save lists of people. That way you don't have to go back every time and select 1 million people and add them all in and go through that process. This just does it for you. If people leave the group, it won't email them anymore because it's mailing only the people in that group. So it's a good way to streamline your communication to those people. I think with that, that was everything I wanted to touch on. There's some more settings under activity and post and things like that, but for communications purposes, this is really where it all happens. So now that we've got through that, are there any questions that anyone has? If there's anything I can answer for you while we're waiting, I'll put this up there so you can see. If you'd like to try out the software, you can have a 30-day trial by going to 360unite.com. If you have any questions, just send them in the chat box there. Also, if you order by February 27th, we'll waive the $199 startup fee. So it's a great time to sign up and try this out. And again, to try it out, you would go to 360unite.com. I'll just give a few more minutes to see if there's any questions that come up from what we've talked about today. I'll have my information up here again. If you have any questions, you can email me or call me, and I can walk you through any of that. You can also contact our software sales team, and they are very knowledgeable on software and can talk you through a lot of it. Again, the website to go to try your 30-day trial is 360unite.com. And if you order before February 28th, you get waived the $199 startup fee. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions, so I think with that we can end a few minutes early. But thank you so much for joining us today. I hope I answered some questions for you and showed how this software can streamline your communication workflow and help you be able to communicate better with your members. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great day.